Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Figure Finding and Unboxing, I've got a couple clearance pickups, as well as a big lot of head scans that I got off eBay. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, today I've got a couple things I picked up on clearance, as well as a lot of headcasts that I bought off eBay. And the Target is doing their reset. They're getting ready for what I presume to be some more Legends, some more Ultimates coming in. We currently have Jeff Hardy and the Roman Reigns, well, the series 15? I don't even remember. For Ultimates, I kind of forget what series they're in, just because we only get two at a time. But Roman and, or no, I guess Lesnar and Ultimate Warrior are like the current set that's in, so they're clearancing out those Jeff Hardy Ultimates. My stores don't have the Roman Reigns Ultimates anymore, so they might be clearance as well, but I haven't seen those. But then they're clearancing out Legends 16 and 17, which 17 is the you can see here we got a couple Shawn Michaels, Ken Shamrock, AJ Styles, and then Dingo Warrior, Ultimate Warrior is the fourth one. And Shawn Michaels is the only one that I have seen at my stores that is clearance so far. He was down to $11.49. So I wanted to pick him up, give my other Shawn Michaels figures some double jointed arms. I do like the head scan that comes on this Legends figure. I'll get this package out of the way for now. So we have the Legends figure, and you can see here. Well, no, you can't see yet. It's a little blurry. There we go. And we got some light in the way here, but I like this head scan. I like the True Effects. The gloves I like are molded, so I really like those. And for $11.49, a Shawn Michaels figure, I can't pass that up. I'm a big Shawn Michaels fan. The white tights and the white kick pads, a lot of options I have for those. So really, I just picked these up for custom pieces because they were cheap. But really, the gem is my package I got off eBay. So I'm not going to take too long. Gonna get these Shawn Michaels out of the way, and then we're gonna go through this package I got off eBay. Okay, so back here, like I said, I've got a bunch of head scans that I bought off eBay, and I was planning to put in an order soon for some head scans to pick up from Head Gimmicks. I hadn't ordered from him in a while. Some ECW guys I wanted to do. Really wasn't anything crazy, but then I happened to run across this lot on eBay, and I think the seller had it originally listed for $120. I watched it, they reduced it, and I hopped on it right away. At first, I looked at it and I thought, I don't know, because there's a lot of people in there I just looking at the head scans, I didn't know. But then I kind of went through the list. They did have a description. In the description, they had all of the names. So I know everyone in here, and I've at least heard of these wrestlers at the very least, except a few, honestly. But there were guys in there that I had intended to purchase anyway, so I was like, what the heck? Most head scans cost like $10, at least from Head Gimmicks, it's about $10, $10 US. And then I kind of took that math, so looked at the heads that I would purchase for about $10, kind of subtracted that from the total, and then in all, like, I saved a ton of money on some ECW characters that I probably wouldn't have spent like $10 to $20 on, but now I get to have them in my collection and really fill out that old ECW roster. So I'm excited to go through these, and some of these, like I said, I'm not positive. I'm pretty sure I know just about everyone's name, or at least got the head scan right, but we're going to go through, kind of see what I have, and like I said, I have some gems in here I'm really excited about. So okay, so there we go. We got our first set out of the box. I have a Ming, or Haku. It looks like a recast, or It is a hard resin, so it wasn't just like a straight recast, like kind of how we used to do heads with like, um, I don't even know. Like I wasn't buying heads when they first started doing them. There are a couple in here that are like the white mix that we used to have, but this head you can see here on the back, it's got like the hair slots like you would see with a Jack's head. So I assume it was just like recast, but what I'm going to do is take some of the. I have an extra head from the AEW Ortiz, that first one we got. So I'm just going to take that hair off, put it on this Ming, and repaint it. So I have my WCW Ming. Next up here is, like I said, a lot of kind of deep cut ECW guys. So Easy Money right here. I think in WCW his name was Jason Jett, I believe. I only remember him. He had a match on one of the later 2000 WCW pay-per-views against Kiwi, and it was amazing. Those two tore the house down. It was an awesome match. And I know the name Easy Money, but like I said, some of these guys are ECW guys I would have never just made on my own. Um, and like, I mean, I'll get to the end. I'll show you the ones that I wanted, like that I had planned to get anyway. That kind of talked me into buying this lot, but we're just gonna kind of go through. I'm just gonna grab stuff out of the bag. I won't take too long. I've got a bunch of heads. I'll try and get through them rather quick. So, here we have a. I don't know if it'll sit. We have a Donald Trump head scan. I don't know if I'm gonna make a Donald Trump custom, but we'll see. We have a Steve Carino. So right here is Jack Victory, I believe. And like I said, I think almost all these guys are from ECW back in the day, like original ECW. This one is one I kind of had to look up. I can't remember his first name. In the description, it just says Onita. I did look, like Curb Stomp has decals for him. I don't know much about him. I think he was like a deathmatch guy who wrestled in ECW. But if you know any better than me, please let me know in the comments. Like I did look stuff up for a lot of these guys, but for some of them still, I just wasn't quite sure. Um, there are some bigger names in here. So like this was one that I don't know if you're going to be able to pick up the likeness very well on camera. So that's Raven from when he was in ECW. That's one I've wanted to do for a long time, so I was excited to get that one. This one isn't the best scan. It looks kind of small. Like I said, I don't know if you're going to be able to get the likeness well. So we've got a Jerry Lynn. So he's on my list of people. I really want to make a Jerry Lynn. I'll see if that head scan works. It looks like a recast from his Figures Toy Company figure. Next up here is Tony Mamaluke. So I've got a Nunzio custom. But then getting a Tony Mamaluke was something I didn't really plan to do, but like I said, he's in this lot, so what the heck. I might as well go ahead and make him. I've got a couple, I'm not sure. Oh, it looks like I've got an extra Steve Carino in here. Okay, right here is, there we go, Wolfie D, who was in ECW, but I think this head scan matches more when he was in WWE as one of the rappers in the Nation of Domination. I could be wrong. I did try to Google, so as I was going through the list trying to figure out who was who, I did check out and try to like figure out who was who by Googling a few people and their likeness. Some of them were hard. Some of them, like once I looked them up, it was pretty easy to tell. Wolfie D, I'm just going to say, don't Google Wolfie D, Nation of Domination, and click images. That is as far as I'm going to go with that. But I'm pretty sure he was in the Nation of Domination as one of their rappers, so I might end up making a full custom of him, but we'll kind of see. Next up here is Vic Grimes, who this likeness is pretty good. Once I Googled him, because I know who Vic Grimes is, but I only know him because he's the guy that New Jack almost killed in a match because he wouldn't jump off the scaffolding. So that's about as much as I knew about Vic Grimes. But this likeness is pretty spot on. And I have a new Jack custom, so I'll probably end up making that Vic Grimes. Next up here is referee Nick Patrick, not Nick Swardson. I think that's his name. He's got that mullet, got the beard, and Nick Patrick has always been like the like heel ref in WCW, and then he was again in WWE. Like when he came over, he was the heel bad guy. So it's cool to have that in my collection. I'll definitely be making it a Nick Patrick. It's not it's his long hair look, so it is more like back in the day, like WCW. Really, I'm not up on my Nick Patrick history that well, but I know he was in WCW. I know I will be making a custom. I'll probably use like the Danny Davis Build-A-Figure body for him. Next up here is a mulleted version of Sandman. So I'm going to go back and kind of mess around with my Sandman custom a little bit. Just make some more. I mean, there's a lot of kind of cool attires that he had that I would like to do. So I'm excited to get a Sandman with a mullet because now I can take my short-haired Sandman and make his like WWE run version of him. Next up here is this one's got long hair. Is Cyrus. So Don Callis. As if you're a modern fan, you'll know him as Don Callis. He he's Kenny Omega's manager, but he was known as Cyrus in ECW, and then I think he was the Jackal in WWE. I don't know how long that was. I did have that Jackal figure back in the day, like the Bone Cruncher, but Cyrus here. Next up, can't remember that one. I have to look at the end. There's a couple Tony Mamaluke heads in here. This is Brad Armstrong, who is WCW and I think is related to Road Dogg, maybe? I don't remember. I get my WCW history messed up. I'm a ruthless. This is like Brad Armstrong was in WCW before my time, before Attitude Era when I really enjoyed wrestling. So correct me if I'm wrong there, but that'll be a cool custom to do. Kind of look up references for. Everyone in here just about is going to get a custom eventually. Here we have a scan of Ken Shamrock, which I think is really cool. This wasn't going to be one I bought. I do like the Ken Shamrock head scan that we've gotten on our figures, but I've got like the green one. Yeah, the green one and the red one that we got originally. So I'll paint this up for sure. Probably put it on one of those, but having alternate heads is never a bad thing. So that one I thought was pretty cool. This is Sean Mooney, who was not announcer, but like backstage interviewer with WWE for a while. So that one is pretty cool. Again, like I always want to add suited characters, and Sean Mooney, not someone that I don't even know. We probably won't get, but I think it was really cool to find him in this lot. Next up, I don't know if you're going to be there. You can kind of see it. So that is Sunny, and obviously just about everyone knows Sunny, whether it's for wrestling, whether it's for being the first real diva of WWE, or wrestling in general, I guess. She managed a ton of tag teams. She's also well known for being extremely controversial for bad reasons, not like edgy reasons, cool reasons, kind of like how everyone crotch chopped back in the day because of DX. She has had her fair share of legal troubles, so I doubt we ever get a figure of her. Maybe in like a figures toy company. I don't know. They might have even have done one. We did get a Jax figure of her back in the day, but it's like incredibly rare, I'm pretty sure. So this Sunny head scan, it looks really good. I don't know like what version of Sunny I would make. She managed so many teams. I've talked about like I don't really make a lot of women's customs, but I've got the opportunity. I've got the head scans here, so I'll probably do something with them. But I might pair her up with like LOD or something. I'll just kind of see who needs a manager on my shelf. We got Sonny there. Next up is Tonga Kid, who was one of the Samoan relatives back in the day. He was in WWE. I know I've heard of him, but I don't know a lot about him. So I'm gonna need to do my fair share of referencing. Once we get those legends, Wild Samoans, I'll probably just take the legs from those and like use those for a custom of Tonga Kid. But again, this head scan is really good. I think a lot of these were printed by Warsman. It looks like some are from Head Gimmicks. I didn't really ask the seller. I thought they looked pretty good in the picture, and when someone's selling this many head scans for the price that they are, I do worry a little bit, just like if there were imperfections or anything like that. But they are in fantastic shape. It must have just been a guy like getting out of customizing. So next up here is a staple. So we've got that one's not going to sit up. So we've got there we go, Beulah McGillicuddy, who is also one of the more popular females in ECW. And then I think I just talked about, or I maybe haven't uploaded it. I feel like one ECW video I talked about making Francine. She was another female staple of ECW, so would like to make her eventually as well. These two, let me find them here. These two guys, so these two head scans are guys that I had to look up, and then even once I looked them up, I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at. I might have to put them up one at a time. Yeah. Come on. There we go. So this is one member of the tag team or group, the Baldies. It was a bunch of bald dudes who were like, they were like a parody group of someone. I can't remember. I think they feuded with New Jack, but there was a couple guys, and I don't even remember what their names were. I looked them up, and it was like a whole group that just had a bunch of members that kind of rotated. They were like a very poorly run, not say poorly run, just a knockoff of a knockoff of a knockoff of the NWO, and the only thing tying all these guys together was that they were all bald. These are 100% guys that I never would have made or purchased head scans for. They're fine. They're here. I'll make them one day. One day when I'm bored, I don't have anything else on the work in progress bench, maybe, which that'll be a long time from now. But just funny seeing some of these in here. Next up, we have a Terry Gordy head scan, which I saw this someone. I think this is a Tom Veg. I just have to DM him, ask how to say his name, so I could quit messing it up in these videos. But a Terry Gordy head scan, who I'm pretty sure is from Tom, and printed by Warsman. But it looks really good. I have the Jax Terry Gordy, but it doesn't. I think this one does a better job, like giving the like fullness to his face. Next up here, so this is one I wasn't even sure. This guy is an announcer, Steve DeAngelis. So he is with MLW, I saw. But even still looking up, like, once I found a picture of him in ECW, this likeness is pretty good. But I couldn't really, like, it was hard. I don't know who he is. But he's still involved with wrestling, so I'll probably just paint him up and put him on a suited body or something like that, and then I'll just have an announcer. So most of the guys, like, my announcer setup I had was Bobby the Brain Heenan and the New Generation Macho Man. So I'd rather just have them on my shelf. Whereas Steve DeAngelis, I can put him behind an announce table, just leave him by my wrestling ring setup, and I'll be happy with that. I think we're getting kind of down here to the ones I'm not positive about. So this one next up is, who was it? Not Easy Money. I'm looking at Simon Diamond. That's who it was. Simon Diamond was an ECW, kind of like he wasn't anything special. Going back and watching, he kind of was all over ECW TV, or like some of the stuff I went back and watched. So it's like again, I wouldn't pay for him alone, but having him in this lot was pretty cool. Um, and I almost instantly I was putting in an order for decals because Curb Stomp Decals is running a deal. So he as soon as I saw Simon Diamond was in this lot, I added him to the lot. Um, so this next one up here, I don't even remember. Um, there's an ECW ref. I don't even know. You can just see here. I don't know if this is ECW ref John Finnegan. I don't know where the head scan like where he came from. If he had to pay extra, I'm not sure. That one again, it just kind of seems like a generic head to me because I don't know who he is. Um, but it's okay. I need a referee. I need a full time referee for my collection. Next up here, this is one. This makes me laugh because I know who this is. But again, Chili Willy in ECW. I will definitely be making a custom of him. It is funny to go through like before I like really got into customs. I would just kind of scroll through Curb Stomp's website and see like what decals he had, and I'd go through the ECW section, and there was guys I was like, who the heck is this? Chili Willy was one of them. Chili Willy, Easy Money, and Simon Diamond were all guys that I looked at and was like, where did these come from? Like I have no idea who these guys are. But they're all going to be joining my collection shortly, and I will be excited to add them to my shelf as I fill out that ECW roster. So we've got 3 left. You're going to see the ones that I was really excited for. So these ones, and then like just some other of those ECWs. It really wasn't hard for me. I think I remember I said I paid $100 total, and normally these head scans cost anywhere from 10 to 20. Some are even like 25 if you get them from like Warsman's website. So it really like outside of the ones that I wanted really bad, it was kind of a no-brainer for me. So here we have a Chris Sabin head scan, which I've wanted to make a Chris Sabin for a long time. I am going to have to get an Alex Shelley, but then I do want to make like modern Motor City Machine Guns as well as like their throwback, flashback attires in TNA, and then I do want to make like a singles run Chris Sabin, so I was pumped. I don't know why there's just Chris Sabin as opposed to like him and Alex Shelley, but who knows? Maybe the customizer before me ended up making an Alex Shelley and didn't need this Chris Sabin, but I think it's a pretty good head scan. I think it's a really good head scan. So again, not upset at all, but these last 2 are the ones I was excited for the most, which might be a surprise, but we have Mosh and Thrasher. We've got the Headbangers. I've wanted to make the Headbangers for a while, and I kind of had hesitated. I thought about using the Jack's Bone Cruncher heads because they're okay. They only cost like I got both of those Bone Cruncher figures for like $7 total, and I was gonna just have those fill in for the time being. I don't know if I think we were supposed to get Jack's Classic Superstars of the Headbangers, and then they were canceled. So we didn't get those, and if we did, like I can't chase those down. Some of those are so hard to grab. So I don't remember which one is Mosh, which one is Thrasher off the top of my head. But there is one Headbanger, got his head out, got some nice like you can see the piercings on his ears. Like these head scans are really good. And then here's the other. So I got a whole bunch of them. I didn't even necessarily count all of them, but there's a bunch. There's 3 Tony Mamalukes and 1 extra Steve Carino. So I'm probably going to paint those up and then just like put them on eBay or something. I have been putting some of my figures on eBay if that's something you're interested in. I know some people have asked about buying figures, and I was kind of unsure about whether I was going to or not, but I have started uploading some. The RVD one like ECW One Night Stand Elite. I think I'm gonna post on eBay before too long. I haven't really decided. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, that is going to wrap things up for today. The figure finds and unboxings are probably going to slow down because I plan to back the crowdfunding project, the Nitro project. So I probably would have loved more if I ran across a headlot like this full of a bunch of WCW guys. I was way more attached to them, like some of those deep dives. But you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, is what I tell my 2 and 4 year old. So anyway, I'm gonna put a lot, $400 at least, plus whatever shipping, taxes, and all that, into that crowdfunding project. I'm really excited for it. I know that we've got mixed feelings about the extras added there, those figures, but as of recording, we only have been told we've only seen the bare minimum. I'm recording this on Tuesday. I haven't seen anything else from Steve. I have no intention of picking anything else up this week because I'm going to be backing that project. So maybe we'll find out more by the time this comes out. Maybe we should see the accessories that come with the Ultimates. But we've also got WrestleMania Access coming up this weekend because WrestleMania is this weekend, and they always show us new figures. So for now, we're gonna try and slow things down on the wrestling figure finds front, but I've got some other ideas in mind to keep the content coming over here on the channel. So please like, share, subscribe, check out my other figure finds and unboxing videos, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy figures. Figure Dude out.